There's no escape.
Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to go over one of Faker's Leblanc games in a very high elo Korean solo queue game. This game is against Lissandra, and this game is really awesome to go over because this is one of the few games that Faker single-handedly, miraculously brought the game back from a very behind position with a champion that is not supposed to scale very well into the late game. Leblanc, that is. Honestly, I have trouble coming back to and carrying games from behind because Leblanc doesn't scale that well. But this game, Faker managed to pull through, and we'll just see how he does it. So this game is against Lissandra. One thing to note here is that good Lissandra players against LeBlanc would usually start W. So taking W here as LeBlanc would actually be very bad. So Faker notices that, and he takes the Q. Think about it. If LeBlanc W's into Lissandra, and Lissandra W back, proxy Aftershock, gives you like 2 auto attacks, you will lose trade every single time. And Q has a faster cooldown on LeBlanc, so if you can just start Q and just poke her, you can take out the bone plating and outrange her and harass her. This is like an advanced tip in this matchup, but it only lasts at level 1, so it's not that significant. Just a good small tip to utilize on the side. Okay, both players hit 2 here, so the W and Q are activated for both of them. But yeah, that's just a little tip that you can use level 1 to not fall too behind to Lissandra. Oh, wow, Faker goes in for the Q, W's, and Lissandra failed to press W actually, so he couldn't actually proc the Aftershock or get the trade back. Big mistake on Lissandra there, because every time LeBlanc W is in, that's pretty much free harass, and that is why Lissandra is considered a counter pick to the LeBlanc. Okay, this time he lands a W and dodges the chain while played by her. Actually very surprised that Faker is winning this matchup. I think Lissandra is actually playing this matchup very poorly here. Faker is actually able to get the advantage in a counter matchup, which is amazing. And he's also just pretty much zoning her. Well, Faker W's in. See, every time you W in, Lissandra press the W, you're like rooted there for like a good second for the Lissandra to harass you. Okay, Faker has a ACS lead. He has the push. Actually forced Lissandra to go back this early already. Both players using all 3 of their corrupting potions. Okay. Faker forces the TP out of Lissandra really early. The lane is actually going super well on the side of Faker. Because when you're against a matchup that has TP, in this case Lissandra, you can almost always push LeBlanc in. And if the LeBlanc trades with you heavily back, you guys trade, you guys both get low, Lissandra will always have the option to TP back first, and then we'll recall first and then TP back right in your face, and then you'll be stuck in lane kind of like low health. That's like how you abuse your TP advantage, but in this case, Faker was able to get the TP out early, which is really huge for the laning phase. Okay, now Faker will just have a summoner advantage permanently. He has Ignite, whereas Lissandra won't have TP for like 5 minutes and only has Splash. So the matchup is going super well again on the side of LeBlanc. The AD carry and Leona is the Sandbox, AD carry, Gorilla, and Leo. So 2 pro players on the side of Faker's team. Also the Nunu is Soften from I think one of LPL's team's jungler, a really talented player as well. I believe the Aatrox is also a top laner for an LPL team too. This game is really high MR. Looks like Lissandra went for a roam. Didn't quite get anything out of it. So he went for a recall. He has a non-magic mantle right now in inventory. Probably going for the Merc Shreds because Faker's team has a lot of CC. First blood coming out with a Nunu gank. Faker just pushing this wave in. He probably realized by now Lissandra went for a roam and then ended up recalling. But Faker doesn't really have to back here because he does have 2 more potions in his inventory. Faker W's in. See, that's like how a standard trade will work in a Lissandra versus LeBlanc matchup. Lissandra will almost always get the edge because LeBlanc's the champion that has to put your body in there to trade with the W. Oh, W's in again. Except this time, Lissandra doesn't have the Aftershock to back her up. Wow, Faker drops the Ignite already and takes her life using the level 6 power spike, catches the Lissandra off guard. That was really well played. I didn't actually catch that myself when Faker hit 6. I believe Faker got 6 as he dashed in, hits the level 6, and then drops the whole combo onto Lissandra, who is still level 5, so she was unable to use her ultimate to save herself. Really, really good look on the side of Faker, because at level 6 you pretty much can never kill Lissandra. That was like the very brief window that Faker had to kill Lissandra, and he managed to pull it off. Very well played. Okay, Faker buys his merch treads against Nunu, Lissandra, and Morgana, champions with a lot of CCs. So at this point, Faker will probably just never die because of merch treads. Okay, Faker sees that his lane is currently top side, so he drops his cooldowns onto the wave. Probably gonna W this wave here, and yeah, pushes it in. So Lissandra misses as many CS as possible from roaming. Faker has about a 13 CS lead here, and it's about to go even more because Lissandra won't be back in lane in time. Okay, uses the ultimate wave clear. Probably gonna look for a, oh, he goes for the plate. I believe he doesn't really have an opportunity in the bot lane to look for a dive, so he just stays around and takes a play and maybe even 2. Oh, he drops a ward on the side. Doesn't see that Nunu is coming, so he's safe to keep pushing here. Okay, Faker autos the way a couple more times. I believe he got 2 plates here. With the trade, successfully waits out the aftershock first and then drops his cooldown. Really well trade. It looks like Faker was going to lose that trade. He even took a tower shot, but right after aftershock ended, he goes back in and ended up trading for the same amount of health. That's what you got to do versus Lissandra. Try to wait out the aftershock if possible, because it only lasts about, I forgot how long, but like a second to 1.5 seconds. It doesn't last that long. And afterwards, they're no longer invincible. Okay, Faker goes for a half roam here, drops down the pink ward onto the dot bush, just giving the top some pressure. Because of that, the Aatrox kind of had to back off, even though the Aatrox was in a winning position. He's currently 2-0-2. Oh, Faker goes in again, lands the chain, lands a second chain. Oh, this time Lissandra was able to get away, so that's good for Lissandra, but she's still very, very chunked, and therefore she needs to go home. And Faker can pretty much grab the blue buff and extend the lead in the laning phase even more. Faker is pretty much up 20 CS at this point in a matchup that he's supposed to lose. And that's even more impressive because he pretty much did it in a 1v1 situation. No junglers has come mid at all. So this matchup was pure skill. And on paper, Lissandra is supposed to win it pretty much 10 out of 10 times. But Faker managed to turn that around. Okay, Faker has the blue buff advantage, goes in. Oh, Lissandra takes the E forward. Faker noticed that he's a little low, and Lissandra does have the ultimate, so Faker's gonna just probably chill, take the wave, and recall. He's out of potions. He probably wanna go for a base soon, I'd say. Oh, actually, with 40% of health, he goes to the bot lane. Let's see what kind of roam he gets here. Will this actually work? Yassuo already died. Oh, Faker goes in. Oh, Zanya's coming out from the Morgana. Faker finishes the job. Oh, takes down the Morgana as well. What do to get out? Oh, flashes out. Nice. And he gets the Lissandra TP. So Faker roamed with 40% health. Gets a kill. Gets Lissandra's TP. That is huge. He's kind of low now. I'd say, dude, back up a little bit. Faker just playing with fire. He really knows his limits. Right, Faker finally goes for the recall. I believe at this point he has a lot of gold. He just picked up a kill as well. Probably gonna get some Lost Chapter and Blasting Wand, something like that. Oh wait, he stayed. Yeah, maybe he's very short on gold, just a little bit short on Luden's Echo. Let's see what he buys. I'd say at this point you should have something like a Lost Chapter and a Blasting Wand. Okay, he gets Lost Chapter and a Blasting Wand and a pink ward. Just what I expected. He even left the base with like 70% health, knowing that he has red buff, so he's not too worried about his health bar because it's about to regen up anyways. Wow, his CS this game is actually really clean. There's been a lot of actions going on. He's trading, he's fighting. At 11 minutes, he has 103 CS already. That is pretty much 10 CS a minute. Okay, Faker goes to the top lane as we speak to help out the twin. I believe this is a free kill on the side of Faker. Takes it up. Oh, gets a big shutdown too. On top, actually, that is huge. That's gonna snowball the Leblanc even more. Okay, he might have lost a couple damage and plays in the mid lane, but that gank got him so much farther ahead. Oh, he's actually gonna solo the Rift? No way. That's pretty interesting. Faker not only ganks for the top lane, helps with the objective as well. He's pretty much doing everything for his team. Oh, there he goes in. It's a good pick onto Lissandra. Lissandra uses ultimate. Still has flash. Will she flash out? Oh, she got stunned. But she was still able to catch the E because Lissandra has Mertreads. Alright. It may look like this game is going well, but just take a brief second and take a look at Faker's team. There's a 0-8 on the top side with Quinn and Gragas running it down, and his balling actually lost 1-6 in this game as well. Oh, Faker helps the team pick up a kill. I believe Gorilla is going to go down here. And yeah, even though Faker is playing really well, his team is not really looking too hot. By his team, I mean literally all 4 of his teammates, Quinn, Gragas, Misfortune, and Leona, are kind of trolling, just like a lot of my solo games actually. And this is like one of the worst, if not the worst situation for Leblanc to be in, because Leblanc is a early to mid game champion, which means it's very difficult for Leblanc to fight against some of these other champions if the other champions are also ahead. Faker was able to give himself a lead, so therefore he should be ahead a lot against some of these enemy. Oh, he goes in on the Yasuo, drops Ignite. Not really close to give him the kill, but still a decent trade. Like, you see what I mean? At this point, the Faker is supposed to clap the Yasuo, but because Yasuo won lane and he's not as far behind as he should have, Faker was able to get that. And that is one of LeBlanc's biggest weaknesses, is that she always needs to stay ahead. So if your teammates ended up feeding a lot of kills to the enemy team, and the enemy team ended up being, you know, even slash ahead, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna have to struggle. Okay, Faker's top side is actually 0 and 10. That is not a good look at all. He pretty much didn't have a top and jungle side of the map. His bot lane, you know, they didn't do too well, but they didn't like completely troll. They still have a CS lead and have a couple kills, so they're not completely useless. But this score is 6 and 19. They're down almost 8k gold already. This is a very grim game to play out. I'd say at this point it's almost up to the enemy team to throw the game into you, unless Faker just goes Super Saiyan and carries the game on his shoulder. So at this point, what I would do is, because your team is really behind and you're the only person ahead in this game, you pretty much have to be like the second jungler of this game. Go around, make picks, look for opportunities to just beat back into the game and help your teammate ahead, since you have all the resources on the team. So staying in lane and split pushing is not the best choice here, even though that is how you're supposed to play the game out. Okay, Faker's bullying out the Aatrox. And he's probably just gonna collect this wave and look to finish his next item. This is something that I failed to do multiple times, is that it's playing LeBlanc from behind and single-handedly carry the game back to victory. Oh, Faker goes in the double chain onto the Aatrox. Will he able to get the kill though? He doesn't have the ignite. Choose W, Quinn is here. Oh, Aatrox gives out the flash. That's really good pressure from the side of Faker, because Aatrox is actually really fed here. Like, he's not even that behind of LeBlanc, but Faker is able to get his summoner out just like that. Yeah, like I said, this is something I failed to do, playing LeBlanc and single-handedly carry games with her. But Faker actually managed to do this with the help of one item, and we're going to go over that item in a moment. I didn't actually think about this item until recently, and after seeing him do it, I've been doing it more in my own games too, and I've been actually having some decent combat games. It's a very high risk, high reward game. I'm sure you'll see it in a moment and be like, wow, this is actually a way to go if your team is in a very desperate position. The enemy team's on Dragon. Faker does have one Infernal for his team. Oh, he goes in here. Wow, goes very calm on the Aatrox right away. Oh, his W ran out. Will he die here? Oh my goodness, his W came back up. What a risky play. That's something I would not have done. That is very limited tested, because he has all the kills on his team. A play like that risky could have easily ended the game for him, but Faker knew his limits. Oh, he goes over the wall. Hex Yassuo, grab. Oh. Okay. Chain CC onto the side of Nuno. Double chain from Faker. And a shutdown kill goes over to the Gragas. Looks like a team fight is about to break out here. This is a really good fight. Faker gets the combo onto the Yasuo. Wow, that is 4 people down already. One more for an ace. Aatrox has no flash because Faker burned it earlier. He was able to get away, but wow, that 4 kills really helped the team minimize the goal lead from the enemy team there. Now Faker is going to go to the bot lane and pick up this wave, and I believe he's going to have some big items coming out. If you just simply look at this team, I actually wouldn't say Faker's team outscales here, because Yasuo scales really hard. Morgana is a good late game champion as well. Lissandra, not really. In this matchup, Leblanc versus Lissandra, Lissandra actually beats Leblanc from early to mid game, but Leblanc does outscale her eventually when it gets to the late game. But the whole point of picking Lissandra is to stop Leblanc's early to mid game power spike, because Leblanc is a early to mid game champion. But if the game goes late enough, like 25-30 minutes onwards, when you both have like 4 or 5 items, Leblanc will actually outscale Lissandra simply because she's a longer range champion. You know, Lissandra's Q, like very short range, stuff like that. Leblanc will have more utility at that point, and damage as well. But let's see how this game plays out. Figure is hiding and potentially looking for a pick. Sees a Morgana, QW is over. Okay, gets a black shield and half of her health. It's a good poke. Okay, there's some action going on to the ball lane. Faker immediately goes over. Let's see if their team is able to pick up a kill here. You see the Morgana. Morgana backs off, she's too scared. Okay, looks like they get a kill into the Nuno, that is huge. Oh, Faker missing the chain. Wow. Faker's team is actually looking for picks very proactively, and they're getting a lot of things done here. When a team is behind like this, the best thing that can happen is to look for kills. Look to even just trade kills. Any form of kills, any form of lead advantage, trading is helpful, because when you're behind, you have less vision to work with, less things to work with, less movements or areas on the map to walk around. If you can simply get kills or just trade kills 1-for-1, that is going to help you with you getting your next item and help with your comeback and team fighting for the next time. Because a very good team, when they're behind, they will choke you out completely with vision and resources. They'll take your whole jungle, and eventually you'll just be items and gold and EXP way behind of the enemy team, and to the point where you can't even put up a fight. So trading kills is actually very, very important. Oh, looks like a fight is happening. This is exactly what Faker's team wants. Faker waits for the Lissandra to go off, takes up Lissandra. Okay. Faker waits over for the W cooldown. Still has the flash. W's over. Dodges the tornado. Well played. This is her ult to get in range of the Yasuo. W's again. Wow, and just like that, they wiped their entire team. And I believe this is a Baron here, unless the Nuno is able to get some crazy steal. The Gragas doesn't have smite yet, but it's probably gonna come very soon. Will Nuno go for an attempt to steal here with a flash up? Looks like he's walking away to Dragon, and he wants to go for the soul play. Okay, he's actually just at Wolves right now. I wonder if he'll go for the Dragon. Okay, wow, just like that, Faker picks up the Baron off of one clean team fight. He's currently 4-0-6. I mean 4-0-7. The start of this game was actually super hard. His top side was 0-10. His bot side was like 3-11. It was really hard to play, but because Faker was able to roam around the map, top and bottom, he was able to help his team get back into the game a lot. So he's pretty much act like a second jungler here from his own lead onto the Lissandra. That is very impressive. Faker purchased the Mejai Soul Stealer. This is a very risky item that I personally don't recommend people going, because whenever I buy it, I tend to play safer because I don't want to lose my stacks, and at the same time it makes the enemy focus you way more. So it's like a double negative to me. But in a situation like this, where Faker has all the lead in the world, he has 0 death, he's very, very ahead. He needs to put his entire team on the shoulder, and the best item to do that is Mejai's. Okay, team fight is going to happen. 5v5 in the bot lane. Super random. Okay, Lysandra has no ultimate ready. She's probably gonna die here. Dragon's also up. Faker goes for a pick onto Morgana. Morgana black shields and save herself, but she's pretty much out of the fight here. Therefore, that's Dragon picked up on the side of Faker's team. Looking at Faker's build, he still has a corrupting potion. He actually hasn't spent much money at this game on pink wards. I only recall him seeing him buy 1 or 2. So he used the majority of that money onto his items. Okay, he's got the Oblivion Orb. That's obviously going to go into Merlos. Really good item here because Aatrox on the enemy team heals a lot. Nunu heals a lot too. Lysandra with self-ultimate heals too. Even Yasuo Morgana will have some sort of healing. So Merlos is a perfect item here to purchase. Okay, he doesn't have the Merlos yet. But I think with the level lead that he has, he can just easily take down the Aatrox alongside his teammates. 16 stacks. Probably going to get the Merlos completed here. Nice. And with this finished codex, that is probably going to be either a Banshees or Zhonya's. And I think a Banshees is not too necessary here. I would probably just go for the Zhonya's. One thing that I'm very interested or very confused actually is that he never swapped his trinket. He still has his, he still has his yellow trinket, which is something I usually swap out of around like level 8 or 9 because as an assassin in the side lane, I want to be able to clear the vision of the enemy team as much as possible. Maybe that's why he still has his corrupting potion. So, you know, even if he doesn't have pink wards, he's still warding with yellow trinket. Maybe that's why. I never thought of that because Leblanc is a champion that doesn't really have sustains. And I know that corrupting potion doesn't give you that much sustain, but it still gives you some kind of healing. Okay, ooh, nice prediction on the bind, but still gets taken down anyways because Faker is just too fed here. Wow, he dodges every single ability there. Holy moly. Okay, you gotta pick up Morgana, so there's a 5v4 going on. Mejai is breaking out. Aatrox is taken down really quickly. He's getting up to 4 because Quinn is still top. Sandra ults. Probably gonna die here, even though she has a flash. Wow, they just picked up 3 people just like that. That's huge because Quinn wasn't there at all, so she was able to get the top tower on her own. Now Baron is pretty much free. There's a 5v2 situation going on, or 5v3 rather. Morgana just spawned. There's not really any chance for Nunu to go for a steal if Faker can just look at the Nunu and stall him out. Yeah, Faker is buying some time as his team is doing Baron. Goes on Yassuo. Yassuo is very low. Ooh, Faker might actually go down here to the ignite. Faker goes down to the ignite. Goes to the Morgana, which isn't even bad at all. He had like a 1k shutdown, and Morgana picked it up. She's the support of the team. I would rather give it to the Morgana or the support than anyone else in that team. Ooh, when you get the steal. Well, the mountain terrain comes in very nicely to block the snowball. Lysandra drops the ultimate, and Zhonya's. Will the Quinn survive? Oh, Quinn is really strong now. Holy shit. Okay, nice. To get the dragon. Okay, Faker is 7, 111. I believe she had 25 stacks before Morgana took her down. Like I said, oh, Faker sees Morgana. Misses the chain, but she's very, very low now. That's probably a kill right there. Ooh, just like that. 4 stacks restored. Now Faker's at 23. 1 more until full stack. Yeah, like every time Faker has his cooldown up, I feel like he's always using it. Like I feel like he's playing a different game mode. His W is always up. Never spends time to like do anything else. Every W seems like he's using it offensively. Oh, flashes out. Oh, is he gonna live? 1 HP Faker. QWs, QEs. Survives as well. Wow, 1 HP is still fighting. Ooh, picks up the kill into the Yassuo. 10, 1, and 12 now on the side of Faker. I believe they're gonna get a Baron here since they just aced him. Very well played. Yeah, like I said, that Mejai's buy from Faker are really paying off here. It was a very risky buy, but he's able to make it work. And therefore, he has so much AP, he can just look for plays like that 24/7. Okay. Faker knows his team's got Baron taken care of, so he's just using this time to get as much objectives done as possible. Probably gonna take out the wolves here and just go for a recall. Or maybe even the skull crab as well. Okay, well at this point, Faker's in a very favorable position to win the game. I'm not sure what he's gonna get on his last item, but they're pretty much one team fight away from ending this whole game. Oh, probably a void style, I'd say. Oh yeah, there it is. Wow, we got every single item right. He's kind of playing this game a little differently because I've never played out a whole entire game with my orange trinket, my yellow trinket. Because I think red trinket is just so much better with you know, clearing vision and stuff and ambushing them when they come to me. I'm down to give this playstyle a try and therefore keep my corrupting potion and not buy as many pink wards, so I can just use that money I use for pink wards to get my items faster. Bigger picture with counting Yassuo. Oh, W's in place. Troll a little bit. Ooh, barely got the Morgana there. Greg's able to clean it up. Faker is 11, 1, and 13. That is a 24 KDA game. He's up 72 CS on the Sandra. He's a counter pick. Really insane game on the side of Faker. Okay, FF comes out. That was actually a game where Faker single-handedly 1v1 in lane, took down his counter pick, and used his advantage to help his 0-10 top side, and he's losing bot lane, and come back from the game. And then he purchased Mejai to snowball the game further, and pretty much single-handedly brought the team back, and eventually his team is able to pick it up and come back from the game. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.